Cheers! Welcome to MovieBitches! RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 5, Episode 11. Wow.
I can see that finish line.
Yeah, we're almost
and
there.
So can Roxy.
I need to go burn Jinx's costumes from the 40s and the 50s and the 30s.
Roxy is like, I'm gonna fucking run over all y'all bitches.
She's got a steamroller.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. I don't know why, but I could just picture, like in Austin Powers, Roxy behind a steamroller.
Careful, Austin.
No! Yeah.
Or I went to a fish called Wanda.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry I ate your fish, okay? I'm sorry. Jesus, I said I'm sorry. What the fuck?
It's like a fish called Wanda.
Anyway, first things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. $10, there we go. Gives you access to our viewing parties. Second thing second, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd.
Yes.
Make sure to click that bell, the thumbs up, tell all your friends. Share means I think you can.
It's a play on words.
Yeah, you can retweet, you can re-TikTok, you can share our stories on Instagram, all of that stuff. Yeah, thanks. We appreciate it.
So the episode begins.
Yeah.
It's the top 4. Rolaska talks.
And Jinx.
And Jinx.
Rolaska talks and Jinx. This is my worst nightmare come true.
This episode was the culmination of that situation.
Uh-huh.
But we get a mini challenge because everybody loves puppets.
Puppets, fun. Yeah.
I think this is a great mini challenge. This one went a little heavy-handed.
Well, Roxy really just,
So Jinx, you think you're America's Next Drag Superstar. I try to seem so innocent all the time, but I'm really a bitch.
It was therapy for her, I think.
Yeah, it was like...
She was using it to let out her feelings.
Yeah.
Where did Jinx touch your anger, I guess? I don't know. It was like, show me on the doll how much you hate Jinx. I don't know.
Where do you feel the rage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very therapeutic. Everyone was, had some moments. There was nothing that stood out extraordinarily so.
Alaska definitely did the
Alaska
best.
definitely won.
Girl, I got a tearaway. Underneath my tearaway.
Where my people at? Where my people at? And she had a reveal.
Yes, and
a
another reveal under the reveal.
reveal.
Love it. And a wig reveal. I mean, it was pretty great.
Yes, the tearaway upon a tearaway upon a tearaway really got me.
Yeah.
And Jinx calling Detox's silicone lips the slip and slide.
Oh, yeah.
You ever been blown by a girl with silicone lips? I call it the slip and slide.
I don't know where she picked up that slip and slide joke. I've never said that. I always call my mouth my Black & Decker Pecker Wreckers.
But they all stick their hands into this glory hole.
A bathhouse in a dark room with glory holes.
Alaska tries to make it a glory hole.
Right, yeah. Oh, it's so high.
They should boo it lower.
Why not? Well, Ru's really tall. Especially
I
in
see.
heels.
So it was
maybe
it's a custom glory hole for, okay.
It's a kai glory hole.
After hours.
Yeah.
Okay, I see now. That makes perfect sense.
I like the idea that you're untucking but keeping the heels on.
Of course.
Of course.
You use the heels to get the right angle. Yeah. Anyway, Alaska wins and is punished for it. I mean, in a way, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, she gets 15 extra seconds.
Ridiculous, to go because it's the sugar ball and they have to make, 3 look. Well, they have to have 3 looks, make one out of candy or be candy inspired or
incorporate
glue a bunch of candy to a corset.
Yeah.
And they'll be happy. And she gets 15 extra seconds and then she's also in charge of choreography.
Yeah, that was a bummer for everyone involved.
But it worked out.
It was fine.
It really worked out.
According to Michelle, it was a bit simple. I guess it did really work out because she won, spoiler alert. But
I'm no Alyssa Edwards when it comes to choreography.
You're not a choreographer to the stars?
I'm not.
Roxy is being an uberkunt.
yeah.
Wow.
This whole episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Part of me is so happy because the judges are finally gonna see that she's a whole hot, shitty trailer Christmas mess. About time.
The disdain is thick.
And juicy.
It is.
And just the
out there.
negative,
Yeah.
no, Nancy.
Yeah.
Just everything's, shit. She's just being hateful in general.
In general,
Roxy's grasping at straws to try to shake me.
I think the stress maybe has really gotten to her.
Yes.
You know, the pressure of like, we're so close. And she really, there's a lot of arrogance, I think, there.
Never seen Jinx so freaked out. On the verge of tears.
She's so myopically focused on only, or maybe it's that it's a defense mechanism of,
Sure.
you know, the drag that I do is the drag that I know how to do.
Right.
And therefore, if I want to win or consider myself to be the best, then the other drag can't be valid. I'm not sure.
Right.
But there's a little bit of that, like, only I know how to do anything. In Alaska, even, you're an idiot because you can't choreograph.
Right.
And Jinx, you're doing it the wrong direction. It's left, right. Jesus Christ, get it right. You know, it was a lot.
It's a lot.
If you were still off,
Because I don't want to hit you when you walk past me.
if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you right in the face. Just saying.
But they make it through, and this episode was funny because it felt very aggressive, manufactured drama,
Yeah.
and then aggressive melodrama, like at the end of Untucked. And this is why I, am gonna miss you over the summer. it was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. That was really like, producers obviously.
Completely on her own without being prompted by a producer, obviously.
Please all take a moment to emotionally tell each other how much you love each other. I don't know. It felt like a little unearned. Or maybe one of them did it, right? Roxy was like, wow, do y'all think? And then she gives like a sort of heartfelt, like, and I guess I'll say something nice about you, Jinx. And then everyone takes the opportunity to, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
So, quick commercial break, and we will be back with the Sugar Ball.
Okay, these aren't edible. Ooh.
So they all have to do the Sugar Babies
Yes.
number. They all look deranged.
They look deranged.
Jinx purposefully looks deranged. I
Sure.
mean, she's the one that was like really selling it, playing it up,
Yeah.
doing that, which I think made her stand out, which is what you want. But also, I don't think, all four of them should do the same thing. So
Right.
how do you take your personality and put it onto this? They couldn't all be like sugar high crazed, wah, or whatever. And I thought Detox really faded away.
She did
She
a
didn't
little.
make a moment.
No.
Infection such a tease. Diabetes sure can kill the mood.
You could be the sultry sugar babe.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I mean. Like when they're like, well, you're pulling focus. It's like, then pull focus right back.
Exactly.
But do your own thing.
Now is the time.
So really the only thing that stood out was that they all looked crazy and
Sure.
that Jinx was
Jinx, right.
being extra crazy.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was cute. Anyway, it was pretty forgettable.
Yes, it was.
But the Sugar Ball
Yeah.
category is Super Sweet 16.
Yes.
I was just thinking about that TV show.
Yeah, my Super Sweet 16.
And nobody did like full out spoiled.
Damn, my party didn't want the car. That's not even the car you wanted. But she's such an idiot. She just ruined the whole party. Everything. She just ruined everything. Party's off. I say you ruined my life. I hate you. We're leaving. The party's off.
Asshole.
I think that's what Alaska was trying to go for.
She built a different character. I mean, so she's got this little black mini and this huge blonde hair
Yeah,
and the
little
phone,
cell phone.
little purse.
Yeah. This gave me like very Pen 15 vibes, right?
Sure.
Like someone would wear this to a Sweet 16 in Pen 15.
I thought she really she built a character.
She did build a character. She presented a character on stage, and that helped a lot.
Yes.
Unlike Jinx. Well, I guess she presented a character. It's
She
just
was
that
a
character
character.
was 40 years old.
Was Jack from that Robin Williams movie? Was she aging backwards? Aging rapidly? Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
He was like in elementary school, but he was like
really tall.
But it was like Robin Williams.
Yeah, it was like full age. It was kind of like
And then-
Clifford, but the opposite.
It's Benjamin Button, but the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's like graduating high school with all of them, and he's like grandpa, like oh.
Yeah.
And he dies, I think. That was a weird movie.
A weird movie.
Yeah.
Yo, Jack, go get him.
I got it, Eric. I'm cool. I don't have very much time these days, so I'll make it quick. Like my life.
Anyway.
Yeah. Right, Jinx comes out as this like Topanga Canyon hippie.
Ooh, Lady Godiva, but she's kind of balding. Like she's got thinning hair. It was a little Flower Child, but not really. It was like Flower Child by way of Little Edie, by way of Betty Davis.
Right. It was a little like
strange.
It was like hippie flapper. you know, or something, and you're like,
something. It wasn't good.
It just didn't work.
No.
It's a bad concept for Sweet 16, and I would guess that at this point she was just like, well, I only have so many outfits,
Sure.
and we know that she's not good at making her own.
Right.
So like Roxy clearly made her own outfit a la Minute, you know, right there, and it looked bad in my opinion. But whatever, we'll get there. We're not there yet.
Where'd you get your outfit?
Same place I always get my outfit, girl. I made it 10 minutes before I got on the runway.
But next out was Roxy Andrews.
Oh, okay, great.
And that, what are those really big sequins called? Eyelets? Fish eyes? There's something, there's a word for that, but they were the really big ones.
Yeah.
Blue halter mini. It was like an easy dress to make.
Yes.
But she did make it.
Yes.
And the marshmallow jewelry.
The marshmallows really got me. And I get she wanted to incorporate candy.
It was an idea.
It was. I think she overdid it, right? The choker with the giant, like...
Well, then the hanging, you know, on the halter back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't... No. That looked bad to me.
When Bob Mackie said that everyone wants to be a slut, I was like, oh, girl.
The days of wearing a lot of fluffy pink doesn't exist anymore. You know, they want to look like a whore.
Well, that was because Michelle was like, well, I don't know why Alaska had to wear black. She could have worn a color.
I wish it was
something.
a different color. I was like, what? No, it was a little black dress.
Yeah.
That was like the whole...
That was the whole thing. It kind of reminds me of that episode of Party Down, where they have the Sweet 16 on the Queen Mary. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Are we having fun yet?
And like no one shows
had,
up because
you know,
the high school drama.
It had a bit of a Mean Girls.
Yes,
like
sure.
I could see that outfit showing up on Regina George.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't exactly, but it was that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, last out.
Yes. Last out, Detox.
She may not be the first, but she's not
the
what was
last.
I ain't saying I'm the best, but I ain't the worst. If Rue's number one, I'm number two.
D to the E to the G to the O to the... Hold up. X.
D to the E to the T to the O to the whole do. X.
As like a pink lady by way of the 80s.
Yes, it was...
An 80s pink ladies. I would watch that.
Ladies of the
80s
pink
ladies.
Ladies of the pink 80s. Well, it wasn't the 80s.
Pink ladies of the 80s.
There's something there.
There is something there.
Yeah.
Also, 80 for Brady pink ladies.
We
get rid of Tom Brady
if football
entirely.
doesn't have to be involved.
We get rid of Tom Brady entirely. It's just the cast of 80 for Brady doing
Plus,
the pink ladies.
We're adding Stalker Channing to the cast.
Of course.
Of course.
Wait, why isn't she in these movies though?
Oh, I would love give her more work, please.
Into it. But anyway, yes, this was 80s does 50s pop star Tiffany, kind of like, you know, big poofy skirt, lollipop. It was cute.
It was cute. It was fine. It still didn't read very teen 16 to me either.
This is a tough category.
Yeah.
Because I feel like whenever drag queens do a junior look, they hate it.
Yes.
Right? So it's like that balance between like, well, you look like a slut, but also we wanted you to look like a kid, but also it was, I don't know. I'm like, what do you want?
What do you want?
It's a drag queen.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that. Yeah, there's almost something weird about making them pretend to be children.
Slightly. Just like with the way they judge it.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be dress how you dressed when you were 16, or like get inspired by your fashion of your teenage fashion.
Here's a picture of your 16-age self.
16-age self, yes.
What would you say to them?
No, I don't care about that. But here's a picture of your 16-year-old self. Make a drag look inspired by this.
Yeah, okay, that, yes.
Into it, right?
Yeah, that's fun. So, quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the next category, Sugar Mama, Baby Mama.
Category is Sugar Mama, Executive Realness.
So, Sugar Mama, Executive Realness. First out, Alaska in my favorite look of hers.
Maybe.
Like, this was just so fresh and new at the time. I mean, it still is, but like this suit that's just cut to make her look 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
This Annie Lennox wig
Yeah.
with the construction
With the hard
hat, and I'm making plans and
That's right.
It was so good. The big pearls. I love this.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw it the first time and being like, oh my God, I'm fucking obsessed with Alaska.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I'm fucking obsessed with
right,
Alaska.
because the personality is there. in spades.
Oh,
It's
yes.
great.
Oh, yes. But okay, it was just so different.
Yeah.
And I really loved it.
She's coming to visit the construction site. By God, there better not be any bullshit.
So the next was Jinx Monsoon, and this one was a little confusing for me just in terms of like boardroom bitch. I don't know.
Well, this wasn't executive.
No.
This was secretary.
This was secretary,
Realness.
mousy, librarian.
Right, Miss Frizzle.
Yep.
You know.
We said like it was kind of giving me Uma Thurman in Batman and Robin, like before she turns into Poison Ivy vibes.
Right, before
you
she
know?
comes out of the gorilla costume.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, though, too, that needs to be a drag look.
I mean, already, it currently is in that film,
It
but
needs to
yes.
be a drag look on this show at some point.
I would love it.
Just someone comes out in a giant gorilla costume and then boom, va-vum, va-vum,
But do you
va-vum.
do the Marlena Dietrich reveal or do you do the Uma reveal? Ugh. It's so good.
Yeah.
Both?
Both Lucy and Ricky.
I'm a combination of Lucy and Ricky.
Yes. Please.
Anyway, yes, Jinx, this one was fine. And like again, it just felt like a look that she's like, yeah, I can make that work for this category.
And she had a character. It was fun. She had all
Yeah.
these pencils in her hair.
Yes, she did.
You know, and if you're getting into semantics about, you know, what level in the company she was at.
She
you know,
hit that glass ceiling. She just couldn't break through. I don't know what to tell you.
Next out, Roxy Andrews in this Devil Wears Prada cape. You know, I think it was just really the cape that brought it out.
A cape for boardroom.
Ugh.
Groundbreaking.
They're showing a lot of florals right now, so I was thinking I could
Florals? For spring. Groundbreaking.
This little mini, I thought the wig was nice. Like, she looked really nice.
Yes.
I think she didn't bring as much of a character.
Yeah.
But she did, somewhat. You know, it wasn't bad at all.
No, not at all.
I liked it a lot.
And then last was Detox in this blue.
Love this.
Yeah. Like kind of crazy, big, crimped hair.
You know,
yeah.
Glenn Close, just bitch on heels wig, and the suit was cut.
Yeah. This was a don't fuck with me, fellas. Like it was, I was like, you don't talk to her. She talks to you and that's it. So quick commercial break and we're back with the final runway. Category is Candy Couture.
Yes. That sounds like a drag name.
Yes, it does. Candy Couture.
Category is Candy Couture, Edible Eleganza.
And first out is Alaska. As this cotton candy fairy nymph.
Yeah.
It had like
her shoes had like the little.
She put it on the shoes.
Which was giving me like not Mercury.
Oh, Hermes.
Hermes, right, with the little. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
she was like a little Greek god flying off
Sure.
to deliver candy to the children. I don't know.
There was something she put in those contacts where her whole eye is the black color, right?
Oh, I missed that.
And then she had this sort of frostbitten pink, like fairy.
Yeah.
You know, like, but she might steal your children. You know, like it was like a
Ooh.
little evil or
Sure,
whatever.
okay.
Like, come for the cotton candy, but
it's a trap.
Yeah, exactly. But just this big cotton candy cloud poof.
But like the proportion was right. Like she had some trouble.
What the fuck was that? Fucking cock-sucking hell shit. I broke my entire outfit.
It seemed like backstage, but she pulled.
She made it work.
She pulled it together, and this was definitely my favorite of the looks, which is shocking because Roxy's is great.
Yes.
We'll get there. Next up, Jinx Monsoon, and this was a hot ass mess. Unfortunately.
A hot glue gun mess?
A hot glue gun mess. I love that she was like, it's a good thing I took off that hoop skirt so I could really simplify the look. And I was like, oh, but Jinx, she has this hideous...
Well, the accessories, it was very...
Grunge? Or like...
No, it was like, I'm a pirate queen.
Yes.
Choker with coins.
Yeah, it was like
you know?
a pirate wench choker.
Within the spiked
and
bracelets.
then the spiked bracelets.
But then gloves, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a candy cane corset, but then the waist fell.
Yeah.
And there's a skirt, and also the wig is insane and has just bobby pins, just like doink, doink, doink.
Yeah, lots of bobby
with the
pins.
antlers, and then
she was Saltburn antlers. It was a lot. But then wrapped with tulle while wrapped around it.
Right.
Like, maybe she should have put candy on those, you know?
A candy crown of some kind.
Yeah, give me more Midsommar.
Sure. Something, I thought this had a lot of ideas. So it showed a lot of creativity. It wasn't boring.
No.
But it was confused
Yes.
and a bit of a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately.
But it did read more candy than someone else's.
That is fair.
Anyway, we'll get there. Next out, Roxy Andrews in this, I mean, this is a fucking great look. Twizzler candy rope, or whatever that is, strings. She fringed it out and laid it all really nicely. So it fit just perfect. It was clean and simple.
Yes.
But really eleganza and couture.
Yeah.
And she made hoop earrings out of them. Yeah. It was like stupid good. And the choker and the wig was nice and it was just clean, you know what I mean?
It was all very clean, very chic, it gave me like a little Raquel Welch vibes.
She looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
The way the fringe just was,
would twirl when she moved.
And even when she was standing, it was really good.
Really good. Bob Mackie was like, you should make this out of non-candy. And I was like, that's right. So then last is Detox in this neon green corset with black candy rope swirled pasted to it.
She did have like an 80s theme throughout. I don't think they gave her credit for
having a unified thematic.
A through line. It was giving Gem and the holograms. There was like headbands. It was also giving that Thorgy look.
Oh, Jesus. Gross.
Maybe Michelle didn't like it because it was green.
Because it was green. She should have said something.
I told her not to wear green. I hate it.
But it was, it had a dour palette somehow, even though it was neon. It was
interesting.
The neon with the black.
Well, the problem with the black and the neon, especially neon or black candy.
Maybe do like more of a leather black candy, but it's like in place of a leather kind of dom,
like
like
more a harnessy
lingerie
or like a
harness, kind of like a.
Yes.
With make a candy whip.
Yeah,
something,
because you're right. She just used those little swirly circles, and those didn't look good.
Like honestly, if she had just done like boop boop, made some kind of
panty crotch.
Panty.
Oh, yeah.
With the
like the
what are those
garters?
Called? Garter belts.
Yeah.
And had a whip, Dr. Frankenfurter, but it's licorice.
Yeah.
Dr.
Licorice-furter.
Okay. Anise.
Yeah, Dr. Anus.
Star Anus.
Do you shiver with anticipation?
Dr. Star Anus.
A new start? Ain't a start?
Anyway, I think there's something you could do with black candy that wasn't this.
I agree. And the way that she tossed it on in the end because she was like, I don't have any candy on my outfit.
She spray painted a corset and then stuck some candy and a piece of fabric on it. It wasn't great.
No.
But
it was. She kept tripping up on the pieces of fabric on the bottom. You're right. I think honestly, I know we always complain about the bottomless corsets.
Sometimes.
But if she had made it slutty candy lingerie, then it's like, oh, she's in the boudoir.
If it's like a lingerie look.
Right.
If it's just, I forgot to make the bottom half of my outfit, then that's when I'm like, well, you could have done something.
Yeah.
Bejewel that muffin.
Right.
Something.
Right. Everyone loves a bejeweled muffin.
I love a bedazzled muffin.
Anyway, so that was the sugar ball.
Yeah.
And everyone's out there and they ask the dreaded question, who should go home? Jinx for various reasons. Jinx says detox because she's been in the bottom the most. This felt pointed.
Your tone seems very pointed right now.
But like we'll talk about it later. Like Alaska has a way of seeing through the shit and just calling it like it is.
Yes.
Let's say that. So we'll talk about it later.
Yes,
but anyway, so they all pick Jinx, and then Alaska wins.
Yeah.
Yay!
Much deserved.
Much deserved. I was
Roxy
excited.
is safe, which I think also was correct.
Yes.
Like the judging
Absolutely.
this week was right. It was
100%.
It was there. And Jinx and Detox are in the bottom for an iconic lip sync to Maluma #1 by Ima Sumac. This is great.
It was so good.
Haven't they done?
One of the most famous lip syncs in my mind.
Absolutely. Well, it's that like opera buffa, silly, fun,
You can really
play
do
with
something with it,
Yeah,
right?
and they both did. I always remembered this lip sync for Jinx.
Right.
But watching it again, Detox really held her own.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't do a bad job at all. I think just Jinx, because it was the first time we saw her lip sync, because she had done so much better already, she came in with a head start. And this was, I think, Detox's third time lip syncing.
Yeah, so it was
and we'd seen the jaw stuff. We'd seen a lot of this, and so it was good, but it wasn't good enough for me.
Yes. And I mean, I'm just thinking, imagine if they gave them Oops, I Did It Again, right?
Oh,
Such a different, you can't really do a character with that
Right.
unless you're doing Britney, right?
Right.
It's just such a different thing.
Didn't we already have Oops, I Did It
That's
Again?
why, that's when they both went home. That's why I was.
Oh, right.
So that's why I was saying that.
Double elimination.
In the history of RuPaul's Drag Race, there has never been a double elimination.
But yes, we get a lot of great campy character moments.
Hip grinding and...
Fabulous,
Yeah.
That's
that's what I was going to
They
ask.
should do the Fifth Element opera
Thank
as
you
a
for
lip sync.
just lifting it. It's like I just airdropped it to you.
I like that. Mind meld.
Yeah.
I love that. I saw it in your eyes.
Yeah.
But I do think they should do more, on some level you see these really specific lip syncs and you think, well, that was just them. Like when they did the spoken word one, it was like, oh, that was literally part of Monet's act, right? Didn't you hear about that? I'm pretty darn sure that was the case.
And that was the night the lights went out in Georgia.
The night the lights went out in Georgia.
And that was amazing and
Of
I
course.
loved it. And there's a little bit of but that's just already...
Right. As
So
a
I want them
producer,
to
clearly
do-
they know, right?
Yeah, I want them to find a way to incorporate niche specific lip syncs in a challenge.
Sure.
Hey, and that's what they kind of do with the talent show, but
you could
bring
do it-
your favorite lip sync number that you do or something.
Or I think even better.
Yeah.
This season, we really, and we haven't seen it again in my recollection of the lip sync to the old Untucked footage, right?
Right.
You could, maybe there's 4 different,
They could lip sync to Steamboat Willie now.
What is that? Just a whistle.
I don't know. But they
could. They could.
The point is that they could, Andrew. Free of charge.
True. You could do here's 4 iconic spoken word lip syncs, right? And then it's I should have been Black China, right?
Yeah,
you can have one of those moments where it's no, I really want the Monet's done.
And do a versus.
There you go.
Right?
Oh, sure. Oh, you think they both do the same skit?
Have 4 pieces with 2 queens for each, and they battle.
But not the same thing.
Like they do a lip, like they did with the Designing Women one, where it's a 2-person versus, they could do that.
I guess that's
they
true.
could do that.
That's
if
true.
you do, depending on what time in the season, how many queens there are. If you did one for everybody, it
would be a lot.
Might get a lot.
I guess I thought more of you could do a Golden Girls
or a
scene
mini
or something.
challenge when you know your cast, right? Here's the whole list of the catalog. Prepare a 20-second, whatever it is, spoken word lip sync that will be a mini challenge or something, right?
Yeah, you could do that.
More spoken word lip syncs.
I would be fun.
I
I
feel
wonder,
like it'd be fun.
I was just thinking about it. I was I guess they'd have to clear the rights, right?
Right.
But
I feel like that's cheaper than a song.
I would think so. There's fewer people to pay. It seems definitely cheaper. So anyway, who knows?
I mean, I'll say it again. Lypsinka as a guest and a challenge. I don't know.
Apparently they and Ru don't.
It's the bad beef. There must be. Absolutely must be. But what? Anyway.
I have lived in San Francisco for 10 years. Not since father died. A wino. Yes, he drank wine because he couldn't afford to buy whiskey anymore. They finally took him away in a straitjacket.
We're moving on.
Yes.
Because Jinx wins.
Yeah.
And they do a weird performance.
Oh, Jinx is I'm going to bow to you,
and
Detox. And then Detox is I'll bow to you.
And
it was
Ru
weird.
is unimpressed.
Ru's okay, bye. I don't know.
Okay. And then Detox leaves and says, meh.
Meth?
Is it meth?
Meth.
Myth?
Meth.
I don't know.
I do not know.
They showed it about 3 times. I do not know.
Yeah.
Mash.
So, quick commercial break, and we're back with Untucked.
2 rooms.
Yeah.
Detox and Roxy go to the Gold Bar and have
A bitch fest about Jinx.
A very middle school bitch sesh about Jinx. Jinx shouldn't be here. Jinx isn't good enough. Jinx is too new. Blah 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 blah.
Wait, this
blah,
isn't RuPaul's School for Girls.
She does not need to be here. Bye. Bye.
Blah 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 blah. Cut to Alaska and Jinx in the Interior Illusions Lounge. You know that we all voted for you because you are the biggest competition, and that's the fact.
It's not because you need growth. It's not because you're too young. That has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that you are the biggest competition to all of us here.
I appreciate Alaska saying it.
I really appreciate it.
And it is, I mean, like, when Jinx goes, I've been in the top 3 8 weeks in a row.
And I've never been in the bottom.
I was like, wow. They really do, the gaslighting is real with Roxy, right? Where you're like, I mean, these outfits are a little rough.
It was luck.
But I don't think it's luck. I think I have...
Girl, it's luck.
Oh, well, right. Oh, you were lucky that you were really good at all of
I don't think me having lots of talent is a negative thing. What did you say?
I just don't see that as a downside, that I have so many talents.
This was not my kind of dramatic Untucked. I found this one, like, tedious just because it's like, okay, Roxy, we get it. You hate her, girl.
It was, I mean, even Alaska was like, okay, come on. Like, she was like,
someone was
you
like,
guys,
okay.
this is, you've gone too far. You crossed over.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Don't, girl.
I really could give 2 at this point.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
It's too much. What have you had? I have had it.
I have had it.
I'm over it. I agree. Over. I've had it.
I agree. I have had it. And
You know what I've had?
It.
Sorry.
Sorry about it.
Sorry about it. How you feel about that?
And then Alaska's talking about, well, at first Roxy's puppet, impression of you was real cute, and then it really went off the rails, and it was, and then like, here are the receipts. Awkward.
Yeah, so that's drag to you. Yeah, I really love everything I do.
Girl, take it easy.
First it was like, fun. Oh, it's narcolepsy. And then it just kind of been like facts. Like, yeah, I'm from Seattle.
Right.
I sing live.
I have narcolepsy. I sing live. That all is accurate.
I sing live. I don't see that as a detriment. It's just like, I have so many talents. This was when Roxy and Detox really became like Cinderella's wicked stepsisters. Like,
pointblank.com.
they were just like, we hate you, Cinderella. And it was just like, sweep the floors, do this, you suck, you're terrible. I was like, guys, calm down. Everybody loves puppets.
Yeah.
The air gets cleared because they go and they open the big pink furry box, and inside.
No, it's a bag.
That's right.
This was like a weird Mary Poppins gift bag.
That's
though.
right.
It was
I
just
was
like
sad.
a pink gift bag.
It should have been like a big pink furry trunk.
Yeah, I love that.
Anyway, they pull out a
puppet for each. Well, the RuPaul one.
Ru looks like Eureka from Eureka's Castle.
Well, like Alaska said, it looks like Eureka from Eureka's Castle. And I was like, I see you, Alaska, and I love it. Michelle's puppet, has her tits up to here, and they're all having a fun time, letting off steam. Santino's puppet, I mean, I want it. It looked like it was haunted, and also it was like a 19-teens illusionist, and he was gonna do close-up magic. It was very strange.
Yeah, it was
very
maybe like
strange.
a What We Do in the Shadows puppet or something,
Oh yeah, I love that. Oh my God, if they made that reference, because we know that they make niche references.
Yes.
Yamaki piebo, sedere facebo, in dog Latin me quoth, UJ, suffer surrey!
Yamaki cabo, sedere the rainbow, dog.
He's doing his scatting shit.
So if they made that reference,
I mean, I love that.
Holy shit.
A reference specifically to the haunted puppet of Santino?
Yes.
Or, okay.
If he
then
became,
if they make that reference, then one of the writers is watching.
If he became Nadia's puppet's boyfriend.
I love it.
Into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, then they all go around and sign each other's yearbooks and say what they're going to miss most about you now that we're graduating. And I like this about you, and I like that about you.
Detox, the thing I learned from you is it doesn't hurt your competition to lend a helping hand.
And Jinx, you have such an open heart.
And Alaska, I mean, you are so convicted to being yourself.
And Roxy, you have such a love for the art of drag.
Roxy, I feel like you and I are kind of yin and yang drag queens. Like when we do feud, we feud like family.
Detox, you have such a positive outlook on everything.
I admire you so much for that. And Alaska, I don't know what I've gotten from you besides chlamydia.
And it was like nice, and also like, who cares?
Who cares?
Kumbaya.
Fat, syphilis, who cares?
Fat. Who cares? Syphilis.
But anyway, yes, Detox goes home. I'm sad. I'll miss her.
Yeah.
But
but get ready because, I mean, if she probably would have worn the same thing to the finale. Maybe not. She couldn't have probably. Iconic. I mean, so iconic that she
created a category. Yeah.
So can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to Detox.
Yes.
And to all these queens.
Yeah.
Yeah.